Alright, time for nodraftphysics.com, debatephysics.com also. Video presentation. Possible experiments. Yeah, so I was just thinking, that's what the job is here, is to think about this stuff and then make arguments, but nobody can do that. So, it's just kind of weird that I'm the one thinking and making arguments. And there's a lot of glare for whatever reason. I don't really know where that's coming from. Anyway, we'll just have to live with it. All right, so the simple experiment, it's sort of like what the Mythbusters has already done in some respects. But there would be this experiment. Okay, you take a 5 mass going at 10 velocity, and when you smash it into another 5 mass going at 10 velocity, and you have an expectation about what's going to happen here, right? And so I would argue that if I did do a 5 mass into a brick wall, we know that this is basically going to be 2x the 5 mass into a brick wall. So these two things won't make 4x, it'll only make 2x. Right? There's no expectation this will be compressed 4 times as much. It'll just be compressed twice as much. So if, it's just that simple, right? So if you took a 50-mile-an-hour car and a 50-mile-an-hour car, sort of what the Mythbusters did against brick walls, and you actually had them hit each other, you would have the expectation that it would just look like a 100-mile-an-hour crash into a brick wall. It would duplicate the same event. And clearly, this 100-mile-an-hour crash can't be 4 times this. Can't be twice as much as this, let's put it that way. And it certainly can't be 4 times as much as the 50-mile-an-hour car crash into the wall. This can't make 4 times. It can only make 2 times the crash. So it's sort of a complete proof, right? I don't know. Again, I'm stumped as to how you can argue your way out of it and say that's not what's going to happen. So if I did take a 20 velocity 5 mass and crash it into a brick wall, we had a hunk of clay there, it's going to compress the clay exactly the same as this. These two are going to be equal, right? There's no doubt about that, right? So 5 is only 1 unit of energy, right? And 5 is 1 unit of energy, and all I can do is have 2 units of energy here. It's not going to make it crush 4 times as much, right? It's not going to be twice the event of this event into a brick wall. And it's certainly, it's not going to be twice the event of this happening. And it's certainly not going to be 4 times this hitting a brick wall. It's not going to happen. It's not going to be 4 times 10 velocity 5 mass. 20 velocity 5 mass is not going to be 4 times, it's just going to be twice the compression. So, I hate to go back to the Mythbuster video, but maybe that's all we need. To prove the case in the sense that, the 100-mile-an-hour car looked like this, and the 50-mile-an-hour car was twice. So clearly it was a clear indication that it's only twice the energy. And the clay part kind of just points out that from this's perspective, it crushes the same amount. So if this was an actual car and you allowed this fender to crush, this fender would crush the same as if it hit a brick wall. You don't get anything extra. You just get 2 springs that compress. And if you had only 1 spring between them, it would compress twice as much. So it's sort of a decisive proof. Right? All right. So, this should be a doable experiment, right? This isn't asking too much. You're just not going to be able to make something going twice as fast crush the clay 4 times as much as these 2 objects hitting each other. Twice as much as this, and 4 times as much as this. So this into a brick wall, this is not going to be 4 times. Twice the velocity isn't going to get you 4 times the compression. Come on, it's not going to happen. All right. So yeah, that's probably enough of a video. So again, it seems like an easy experiment to do clinically perfectly, without any defects, flaws. Like these Chardonnay shenanigans of pretending, denting clay or denting sand is going to tell you, the displacement of the sand is going to tell you how much energy something has. Denting a linear surface with a round object is not going to tell you the truth. But anyway, so for what it's worth and such, yeah, that's probably enough. Anything else urgent? No, nothing else. Anything else related to this specific subject? Nah. Okay, enough of a video then.